Well, as you can see, there is a lot of snow on the ground. Kentucky weather. I remember as a kid, we'd have snow. We'd have a couple of snows, it seemed like. School would be called off. We'd go play in the snow. But since I've had kids, we've only had a couple of snows. And about 6 years ago, we had one really deep, deep snow. Jeremiah was a baby, and I remember it was almost as tall as he was, and he hated it. So this is kind of a big deal. It is super cold. I don't even know what the temperature is today. As you can, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I don't know if you can tell or not up against my jacket, but it is snowing now. It is beautiful. My kids are with Travis, so I just thought I would make this video, document, talk to y'all a little bit. We had a loss because of the weather, which still blows my mind. I'm still feeling a little guilty about it, but the Alpine goats that we got back in the summer, you all know that they didn't make it. The two females died almost immediately. We did the wormer, we did all the things. The first one, I didn't know. Anyway, you could go back and watch those videos. We did make sure that the bucks were healthy. They had been separated. We had sold one. Let them know, make sure you stay on top of the dewormer and, just keep an eye out. We've never really had to deworm our animals much. We've just been lucky. I don't know if it's the English ivy that we have, or the cedar, or just natural elements. They're not on grass. They're browsers here in the woods. We've not had a lot of issues. So to lose animals, really, this has been the first that we've ever lost any livestock. But Romy, our little buck, was doing fine. He was in the shelter. Yesterday morning, let's see, today's the 16th of February. So yesterday, he was in the shelter. I spoke to him, said, hey, be a good boy. Like I talk to the animals all the time. I gave everybody some feed. I don't think he came out to get feed, but he was moving around. But Travis went to fill the box with straw last night and came in and said, you have a dead goat. So I've checked everyone else. I did put Daisy in the pen that you just saw with Classy in that building, because she just looked like she was shivering a lot more than she should have been. We put her in the pen. She didn't look as insulated as the other goats. Java seems to be doing fine. You can see Shep, Mama Faith, and the babies Joy and Hope. They are doing fine. They have this shelter that Travis just built, and they are doing fine. They've got straw in there. They've had hay, fresh water. They've got the creek water down here. They're doing fine. Java, Abigail the cow, they seem to be doing fine. Daisy and Romy are the two that I kept thinking, I don't know, will they be okay? I'm not really sure. And I guess that's where my guilt comes in a little bit. Knowing that he was more of a punier goat, I should have put him up, but I just figured they have shelter, they have water, they have food, they have straw, they have hay, they'll be fine. So anyway, today after that, I didn't want to take any chances with Daisy. She was shivering quite a lot, and she wasn't eating as much food as everyone else. So I did separate her, put her with Classy, because Java's kind of the hog and wasn't letting her eat this morning when I noticed that she wasn't getting any grain. And that could have been the case with the buck. Maybe he wasn't getting what I thought he was getting. So anyway, it is what it is. Such is life. It is farming, right? Like we could say all the things. This is farming. This is just what happens. And fortunately, we just haven't had to deal with a lot of loss here on Ivy Acres. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of one of those things. But I was telling my mom earlier today, it is sad. I feel like I could have done more. But if you had said this to Joe Salton or Justin Rhodes, They would say your weaker ones are going to die, and you want them to be culled from your herd so you're not producing weaker animals. So I'm trying to remember that. It sucks. It's not something that I'm happy about. But going forth, we do want a buck on our land, and we're just going to have to get one who is healthier than the little alpine buck that we had. So anyway, I just wanted to show you around. It's really pretty. It's really quiet. My kids aren't here at the moment. They make life more fun, but I thought while it was quiet out here, I would just take you on a little tour with the snow. These two chickens are the only free-ranging ones we have right now. They are the original two, and they just prefer this. We have our two little dwarf bunnies, and then we finally caught Carrots, and she's in here with senior Carrots. And so now we have all of our rabbits put up where they belong. You can see this is where we found Romy. We did add some more straw last night, and he could have just gotten too cold, but that is where Otis sleeps. Java gets in there, and Abigail normally sticks her head underneath that. Talking about Justin Rhodes, if you all haven't watched his new show that's come out, docuseries called Rooted, you definitely need to. I just finished it. I started it the other night and wasn't able to finish it, but with the kids being away, I watched it, and I have to say it's just inspiring to know that all you have to do is start somewhere, start small, start somewhere, have a dream, and just because people don't see eye to eye with you doesn't mean that it's not possible. And I feel like that's kind of where my journey is. I have friends who I've known my entire life, and they have told me how wrong I was living, how I shouldn't be doing this stuff, that I was playing farm, that I wasn't teaching my kids. I needed to get a job. I needed to do, all these things. But I have a goal. I have a mindset. I have a plan. I have a dream. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. And I try really hard to stay focused on that. I love this community on YouTube. I love having this channel. I love my kids being on this channel and being able to grow, learning new trades, taking care of something that is not them. They have to take care of these animals. They have to take care of, this land, and they have to grow their food, and they have to learn how to do things. And I feel like at such a young age, it's important. So anyway, I'm all fired up. Justin Rhodes and Rebecca, they did an amazing job on their new show, Rooted. Again, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Otis.